in as kicker. I think they need to start bringing in kickers.
Absolutely.
I really
yeah,
do.
certainly.
Like, enough's enough.
You can't keep letting that happen.
No, you don't. Not without any competition coming your way. No way. I think you definitely got to bring in a kicker, and that's been off. Just all around, it just seemed like a
50-yard field goal. It should be easy for them.
Yeah, those are easy for the kickers today.
Yeah, and that we've had a couple bad games now for Dewey, and then we saw obviously Eric Murray get hurt. He has a neck injury. We'll see what that looks like this week. So Rayon Lane in there. I mean, this could get rough fast if some of these things aren't sorted out. Just because you're already having these issues, and then now you're starting to get some of these injuries piling up too, which is definitely not what you want to see.
What's happening to Dewey more? It's happening almost every week. He's biting on the run fake, and he can't catch up. He's just not built to catch up. So I don't know if you need to make sure he doesn't bite on those run fakes, because it happened again. He lost the tight end again. Or do you have to get a more athletic and faster guy in there that you're just going to take a little risk with, maybe not knowing everything that Dewey knows, but he's going to bring a little more athletic ability to the thing. But Dewey didn't seem right to me yesterday. From the beginning, it just felt like he was off. He was late. The penalty, that was a penalty. He hit the guy way early. Like, he knows better than that. He just seemed like he was a step behind. Yeah. And who knows what that's from. Maybe he just wasn't in the right whatever yesterday. But they got to figure that out, Taylor. I mean, you can't. Teams are picking on him.
Oh, yeah.
This is now the third week in a row. Teams are picking on number 42, and they're going to get him on a play-action fake or high-low him, because he's been susceptible to jumping on the fake or jumping on that low pattern.
We talked about it last week. Should they replace Dewey with someone else at this point in time?
Yep.
And I wondered that, because we have now seen this issue rear its ugly head multiple times. Yeah, Eric Murray with a neck injury, not sure what the status will be for him. Tim Patrick also was ruled out of yesterday's game with a groin injury. Liam Cohen will meet with the media around 4:30 today.
Okay.
So I don't know that he'll necessarily give injury updates.
Yeah.
That's not his MO. But certainly if there is something very serious or a player has to go on IR, we'll find out that in the coming days.
He's not happy.
No, of course he's
That's
not
an
happy.
embarrassing loss.
You watched that press conference. His head was down. That's not how his normal behavior is. And so, it's I'm sure going to be an ugly week for everyone who's actually watching film.
Or that's staying in the country.
Yeah, but some players are just going to gallivant for the rest of the week because it is the bye week. So we'll see how much they have to learn. We'll see how much they actually learn. And, of course, the Raiders on deck next in Las Vegas. Remind everyone that we will be there. We will be there in Vegas. And if you want to come hang out with us at the Huddle Up, the Heels Huddle Up, it will be an absolute blast. We had a great time last year. And make sure people sign up, right, Taylor?
Yeah, if you go to 1010XL.com/Vegas, we have all the information there. But the link to book rooms is there also, because we do have discounted rooms at the Circa Resort and Casino that you can get for that weekend, which we will be there. We'll also do our show Friday from the Stadium Swim. So if you want to go out and watch us out there, we'll be there. But then, the Huddle Up is Friday night. So make sure you head over there and to get the details on that.
It's going to be so much fun. Win or lose. At this point, I'm just going to say that. Win or lose.
That's right.
All right, we've got more to do on the other side, including Tom's Takeaways. It is a Big Chief Tire Monday. You can find them online at WeKeepJacksRollin.com. They do so much for our community, and they've been in business for over 60 years because they do it right, with 6 locations now around town, including the newest location in Mandarin. Go see my friends at Big Chief Tire. It's 1010XL 92.5 FM.
2 Super Bowls, 1 Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
I think we got a big one here.
Eric Armstead brings his big resume to Helmets and Heels for big-time football talk. Fridays at 3. Kept healthy by orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville. Helmets and Heels from the Greenlaw Group Studios.
Poker players, the World Poker Tour is back at Best Bet Jacksonville, October 30th to November 18th, and the guarantees are massive. Event 1 brings a $200,000 guarantee. Event 6 has a $300,000 guarantee, and the main event has an enormous $1 million guarantee. With 14 tournaments, your chances of winning big have never been better. Want in on the action? WPT satellites are already playing out. Don't get left out. Head to bestbetjacks.com for details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Big Chief Tire Monday on Helmets and Heels.
Make Honda of the Avenues your first stop for award-winning customer service and world-class Honda vehicles. Our inventory is larger than ever, which means we have the perfect Honda waiting for you. Plus, at Honda of the Avenues, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience fun, fast, and easy. You'll always find great deals on our huge selection of new and certified pre-owned Hondas, all prepped and ready for a test drive. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues today. Stop by or shop from home at HondaoftheAvenues.com. Proud sponsor of Sporting Jacks.
Hey, Jaguar fans, Tom McManus here. Crown Royal is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars this season. It's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with the generous spirit. Visit crownroyal.com/royal rig for more on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Remember, please drink responsibly.
Cool air and clean air. Getting out from under that Florida sun and cooling off inside is where Florida Home AC shines. Think about it. You spend a lot of time indoors, and air quality is crucial to your health and comfort. Pollutants like dust, pollen, germs, and allergens can build up, affecting your well-being. Florida Home is dedicated to enhancing your indoor experience with superior air quality solutions like whole home air purification systems. Find out by logging on to FloridaHomeAC.com or call 877-4300.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Jacksonville.
Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, congratulating our Scholar Athlete of the Week, Madeline Minea, a senior swimmer and varsity flag football player at Mandarin High. Madeline is a member of the National Honor Society and the Spanish Honor Society. She also volunteers at the local food bank and is a swim coach.
Fall is here. The air is crisp. Football is on, and the perfect backyard atmosphere starts with a high-quality fireplace from CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Hey, it's Joe C. Imagine nights by the fire, cheering on your team, surrounded by friends and family. CSS can transform your outdoor space into the ultimate game day destination. Stylish, warm, and built for memories. With several wood, gas, and electric options, let CSS make your backyard the best seat in the house. Visit CSSFireplaces.com.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Bari here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Bari Orthopedics today or visit BariOrthopedics.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Yeah, I mean, that'll start on the flight home. You know, that opportunity to watch the tape, flush the feeling in some ways, which won't go away for a little while, I'm sure, especially on a bye here. So we've got to look at the self-scout in all three phases. We've got to look at personnel in all three phases, how we're utilizing it, how we aren't utilizing it, and where do we need to use guys more, use guys less. It's all going to get evaluated.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you on this Big Chief Tire Monday. RJ, you cut up this sound of Liam Cohen every single week post-game. Could you hear something different in his voice yesterday, see something different in him?
Oh, I could see a frustrated individual. A guy who I believe, honestly, is saying, I don't get it. We walk through it. We say that we understand each other. We understand the task at hand. We're saying that we're frustrated and want to get back out there, and then we allow that to happen. What's going on? I believe for him at this point, he's trying to figure out what's not registering. I mean, so much so. I mean, he cussed last week on live air.
I know.
During the Jaguars post-game show that I have to do, and we didn't have a dump button at that time. Who knew? But where he's just like, we got to figure this out before we get to London. And if he could have cussed again, I'm pretty sure he would have cussed several more times this week. So, yeah, frustrating guy right now going into the bye.
I'm sure he's frustrated that the bye is here. You can't work. Like, when you want, he probably wants to go right back to work and correct,
Probably.
get everything
But at
straightened
least it's
out
a
if
fresh
he can.
reset for these guys as far as, like, if they're in, like, a Cam Little, if he's in this mental space, or Brian Thomas Jr., if he's in a mental space that's unhealthy,
the head.
at least, they get this time. Again, I don't know that it's going to fix anything, but sometimes a break and a mental, I mean, we know about it with vacation. Like, you can come back a lot more energized. Speaking of that, you're going to take 3 days off this week.
And I'm going to come back like so energized. Look out. Even more so than now.
I love it. But he used the word, Liam did, in his post-game presser yesterday 4 times. Like, that's what's
used what?
The word frustrated.
Oh, well.
That F word. I'm sure he used another F word in the actual
It was an
locker room.
anomaly.
It did not. By the way, the next 4 games for the Jaguars: at the Raiders, like we talked about, then at the Texans, home against the Chargers, at the Cardinals.
There's some winnable games there.
Right, but winnable if
I say
this
that,
team
but, yeah.
this team also could lose all 4 games if they
you're
played
right.
the way they did yesterday
Yeah,
morning.
definitely.
Well, morning Eastern time.
I
afternoon
think,
London time.
I mean, is it time to have simplify things? Like that Trevor in this offense is not getting some of these things that Liam Cohen wants them to get. And I just feel like you're not getting every time the play clock's on 1 second because you can't get the play call in time, or Trevor's not hearing it or relaying it to the offense. And I feel like, I don't know, because at this point, I just feel like it's not working. Like nothing, and it hasn't worked, honestly. Let's be honest. It hasn't worked all year so far. You were just able to run the ball so well, and the line was playing good that it got you through some of those games early on. But passing-wise, nothing has worked all year.
Well, against the Chiefs, I mean, that's how the Jaguars won that game, was they drove
A
the
drive,
ball down
a one
the field.
drive. Can we do it 3 quarters maybe?
Yeah. No, I mean, look, it's got to be so frustrating because you dial it up and you expect it to work, and then human error comes in, and you can't control that as a coach, And the players are the ones that got to figure it out. Look, I don't know what they do about going over the middle. Brian Thomas, Diami, and Parker, all short-arm throws. So what does that mean? I don't even know. Like, does that mean they're all not willing to go over the middle, or are they not willing to go over the middle for that QB?
That's what I've been wondering.
You know what I mean? Because how does he know? And by the way, look,
are they frustrated because he makes that much money?
No, but wait, just hear me out. He throws them into chaos when they short arm, that guy's just waiting for them, and they know he's waiting for them. They know they're going to get drilled, and they're not making the catch. So we went on a tear about Brian Thomas Jr. being afraid and timid, all that stuff. Well, Diami did the same thing, and then Parker did it, which I was surprised, but Parker did it too. And Parker was even laughing because the guy kind of hit him, and he knows he would have gotten totally lit up if
but
the guy
every
if he
NFL
makes a catch.
QB throws across the middle, and every NFL receiver or tight end gets trucked at certain times throughout the season.
Times.
Right.
But not all
every
the time
in the middle.
It's
the timing for Trevor. It's always that a little too late or a little too early, and I think maybe the players feel that.
Right or wrong, whether we believe it or not, Tom Brady, who arguably one of the best, says it's the quarterback's responsibility to not get his receiver killed. It's not the receiver, it's him. He's got to throw it on time, and he's got to know when that backside guy is there. Trevor never sees the backside guy. Now, I'm not saying you can't, still run crossing routes and all that, because you can, but we have a problem here, and I don't know what it is. Why aren't they making these catches? Look, sometimes the ball's where it needs to be. Sometimes even on receptions, it's not where it needs to be. Are they frustrated just as much as everybody else? You know what I mean? Like,
and we watched the game with Aaron Beasley yesterday, who will join us tomorrow in studio. And Beasley is like, where's the out route? Like we talked about last week.
The bread and butter. They did it a couple times.
So if your guys are afraid to go over the middle, and I don't know, you have this guy who can make elite throws to the outside, why isn't Liam calling more of those, right?
Okay. So afraid to go over the middle and willing to go over the middle for their quarterback, I think, is 2 different things. Like, if you believe enough in that QB, you're going to do whatever it takes. And eventually, he's not going to throw you into trouble. So you make those on occasion in traffic, like they all do, like you just said. But it happens way too many times. So are they even willing to do it? Yeah. Like, I watched that tape. I saw 3 different players not willing to do it. And granted, they're going to get killed. I get it. But it's not where it should be. And by the way, a lot of high throws.
A lot, yeah.
So when they have to go up and they know they're going to get killed, they're exposed. Look, it's a tough game. Played by tough people. They have to make those catches.
Yeah.
But it can't be the norm. And I think they feel it's the norm.
And maybe that's true. I watched Devontae Adams yesterday. Stafford threw the ball high in the end zone. And what did Devontae Adams do that these receivers do not do? He went up and got the ball. And yes, he was getting.
He missed one too.
He was getting hit, right? But like
he missed one
he's
too.
And he
willing
knows
to
Stafford
put his
gets
body
him
on
the
line.
ball 95% of the time where
Stafford.
it's supposed to be.
He trusts Stafford.
Clearly, there's
no
a
trust.
disconnect. I thought that Trevor Lawrence and De'Ami Brown and Parker Washington, those guys, he had a great rapport with. I thought they had chemistry. And then I watched yesterday's game and realized that no one has chemistry with this quarterback right now. Britton Strange might have been the only one who's out.
I think Parker has a little bit. And to me, between him and Travis, they may be my top two guys once Brent until Brent gets back. You know what I mean? To go to. But think of that throw early in the game where Parker didn't get his 2 feet in.
Mm-hmm.
He's smiling afterwards because he's sitting there going like, hit me earlier. Like, why am I waiting for this football? And he shouldn't stop. I mean, he should stop. He should know where that sideline is. But the ball, he's waiting for the football. And I'm telling you, I think a lot of guys are frustrated by the fact the ball's not thrown on time. He's waiting for them to be open, and when he doesn't feel they're open, and for the record, a lot of times yesterday, he was pulling that ball down and looking to run. And we're okay with that as long as he's making good yardage, right? But he wasn't looking downfield. He had been looking downfield weeks past, scrambling, looking down, seeing who's open. But yesterday he didn't do a lot of that. It seemed different.
Well, I don't know how to fix it because they're not going to put Nick Mullins in at this point in time. And so whatever is going on in Liam Cohen's offense that has this timing issue, that's what obviously they need the bye week to fix. But I don't believe that Trevor Lawrence, Brian Thomas Jr., De'Ami Brown, Parker Washington, Travis Hunter are all going to be at the facility over the next week to fix it, 2 weeks to fix it.
Travis Hunter will.
And
I
maybe
bet
Travis
you he will. He's
be
probably fishing around here and working out otherwise.
Maybe, but I mean, until I see video proof, I suppose. My guess is they're going to take the next 2 weeks off.
At least what I saw from body
off,
language. First NFL touchdown, he was like, "So what? We're getting killed."
Yeah,
he didn't even want. He grabbed the ball and he made sure they kept the ball. Other than that, he didn't want. He wasn't high five and he wasn't going crazy. He was like, "Oh, look at." He was pretty ticked off.
Yeah. Well, you were getting embarrassed. I hope that you were like, "Look, this is."
By the way, that was sorry to cut you off.
No.
That was a great route and a great throw.
It was, yeah.
It really was a great throw. That it was a 7
we're going
route.
to kill him on all the bad ones.
Yeah, no, he made some good throws too, of course.
Yeah,
but
there were
it's
just
the same.
too few of the good ones. But yeah, Travis Hunter, obviously we want to have that conversation of why didn't he play a snap on defense in the first half when Devontae Adams is out on the field and the offense overall, the Rams offense was killing the Jags defense. And then, of course, some people say, no, you need him to be a wide receiver. Look at what's happening with this passing attack. Don't play him as much on defense. Play him more on offense. Or you've got the group of people that say, play him every snap. You drafted.
That's what you drafted him for,
Play him every snap.
He went one-on-one with Devontae and did a great job when they first put him. I think it was his first snap on defense. He went man-to-man and used the sideline. It was absolutely fantastic.
He's a great cornerback. We know that. But they didn't decide to utilize him as a corner in the first half yesterday. And again, they found themselves down 21-0 at the half. So they, I would imagine, are rethinking that decision. And I'm now in the camp of play him every snap.
I mean,
He's
this
the best
point,
player on your team. At this
that's
point.
what I was about
play
to
him
say.
every snap.
You last week were like, all right, well, you want to put him on offense more because the offense needs help. But then if you're not playing him on defense, then you need him on defense. So yeah, I mean, that's what you gave up a lot of draft capital and stuff for him, so use him. Have him out there. He said he can do it. Let's see it.
Yeah.
I want to see him too on both sides. I like him more on offense, but you got to do more of what you did against Devontae, then play him like that. If you're just going to play him off zone and all that, I don't know how much it's going to make a. But if he can get up on the line and really dictate, because he can, he's a good press corner, man. I'd play press with him almost all the time. Throw a safety on occasion over the top, but I'd be like, Trav, just go get that guy.
If the safety remains.
If the
where
safety
it's
remembers to go, right.
Yeah. All right, time now for Tom's takeaways.
Now,
okay, it's go time.
Tommy's takeaways. Jacked up by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We are here for you. Veteran owned and operated.
All right, my takeaway from yesterday's game and for today is, number one, don't start drinking at 9:30 in the morning on a Sunday. You'll be taking a nap at some point. Maybe that's good for you. I'm not sure. But after watching the tape today, I said to myself, all right, we're 4-3 after 7 games. Is our team more like the 4-win team, or are we more like the 3-loss team? And unfortunately, I feel like lately we're more the 3-loss team because of what happened against Seattle and the Rams. And I'm beginning to question the victories a little bit because who we played and when we played them and how it all went down. So the bye week's going to be interesting. Can they heal their wounds and somehow come back with more focus, because clearly they're not focused enough. They were not focused in London. They were distracted for some reason, and on game day it showed, because you don't play that awful if you're prepared and ready and focused. And that's for all you out there that are dealing with that ADD like I am. Try to stay focused as much as possible. Lauren's my ADD medication, by the way. And that's my takeaway. Brought to you by J-Dog, Junk Removal, and Hauling.
Reminders are just helpful, right?
That's right.
All
That's
of us
right.
in life need reminders.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I didn't get the sense that this team felt the urgency to win against a team from the NFC West. That they literally just got, I felt like, rocked the week before by a team from the NFC West. And I thought, again, take the Gladstone, Les Snead, and Liam Cohen and Sean McVay out of it. Like, this team should have been, especially the lines of scrimmage, should have been embarrassed by what happened with the Seahawks in that film. And I did not get that sense of urgency. And now this does feel, the game in Vegas feels like if you don't win this, I don't know that you win another football game. Maybe you beat the Titans.
Yeah.
Maybe. But outside of that, the rest of the schedule, when you said winnable, like, yeah, the Chargers don't look great right
Ideally.
now. The Chargers are better than the Jaguars. The Cardinals may not be great. The Cardinals are better than the Jaguars.
Yep. We're not playing good football right now.
Yeah, we have, even on the text line, this is just the tale of what the Trevor Lawrence and Jaguars saga has been. So one text in from the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosure says, I've been all in on Trevor, making all the normal excuses for him, but man, am I turning. Not against him, but just understanding that he's not that good of a quarterback. Any QB can string together some great throws, which is what he does every few games. Then the next one, somebody goes in and says that they're not panicking at all. I think everyone's totally overreacting. They did exactly what they had to before the bye, came out smoking and even beat KC. I'm not panicking unless they lose the next two. Even if they beat the Raiders and lose to Houston, they are very much alive and get Brenton Strange back, and Trayvon should be 100%. So there's the two of each side that we will be getting at this point in time.
Like Tom always says, it's somewhere in the middle, right? Like the Trevor Lawrence conversation, I know that there's people that are fully on board, and then there's people that believe he's a bust. Like, I get texts all the time from family members and friends, like, trade Trevor, or Trevor's the worst, that kind of stuff. But the answer is it's somewhere in the middle. We still don't know, with a year under his belt of Liam Cohen's offense, what he can look like. We're still only 7 games in. However, I thought by this point in time we would be talking about how great Trevor Lawrence is because of Liam Cohen's offense. And we're not doing that. We're still having to go through why it doesn't look the way that it should. All right, we've got more to do on the other side. We got to get it to a certain firing that happened in college football as well. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on a Big Chief Tire Monday on 1010 XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Protected by
Green Law Group. For the insured. Fighting for you.
Hi, I'm Amber Frangie. You know that other Frangie? Well, he's my dad. But I'm here to tell you about how much I appreciate the Awaken 180 weight loss program and how it's changed my life. Like a lot of folks, I let myself go a little. Not proud of that, but it happens. And I wasn't sure what to do. I've tried a lot of other weight loss programs, but they just didn't work. Not like Awaken 180. Can you believe I've lost 70 pounds in less than 4 months? With Awaken 180, there's no medication, no shots, and no side effects. And best of all, really fast results. You eat the food that's provided, and it's really good food. You work with a coach on a regular basis who guides you through the whole process. I'm never hungry. In fact, I never feel like I'm sacrificing anything. Just living a totally normal life. That's my new normal. And now, in October, they're offering free consultations. So there's no reason not to call them and learn more. Call them at 844-346-1800, or you can visit awaken180.com. It really has changed my life, and I bet it'll change yours too. That's Awaken 180.
It's a Helmets and Heels Big Chief Tire Monday.
Lauren Brooks here. Closets by Design has almost 1,800 5-star Google reviews, and we certainly know why. We're already working on upgrading our laundry room since our closet design and install was a dream come true. Goodbye clutter, hello seamless organization. They can do the same for you in your house as they create custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and so much more. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation, but only until October 31st. 18-month financing is available. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Brackish Vodka, the spirit of the sportsman and proud partner of the Jaguars, is now available at the Fresh Market Spirits and Wine. The Fresh Market Spirits and Wine is a new adult beverage store offering spirits, wine, beer, and accessories at A1A North in Ponte Vedra, a first-of-its-kind destination for thoughtfully curated spirits, wine, and beer as only the Fresh Market can. And now, you can get Brackish Vodka at the Fresh Market. Brackish Vodka, for whatever your sport is. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Introducing the Jag Stack at Firehouse Subs. So bold, it's named after the home team. Stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, roast beef, provolone, fresh veggies, and the new Duval drizzle sauce. For a limited time at your local Firehouse Subs, there's only one hottest sub in Duval.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When mice and rats show up in your home or business, they can be a real pain. You need them out fast, before they have time to multiply. Terminix knows how to shut down rodents and will keep them from coming back to wreak more havoc. When rodents show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a rodent problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online just like I did. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
I feel like RJ might have played the song for a reason. You Should Probably Leave is the name of this Chris Stapleton song.
Time to go.
And it is time for Billy Napier to go. Yes, Scott Strickland made that announcement yesterday, and then he met with media today, as did some other key principals, including the interim coach Billy Gonzalez, as well as quarterback DJ Lagway. I wonder if the new Billy, who was formerly the wide receivers coach, will just run the damn ball, a.k.a. run the damn ball. Jaden Bob, but either way, Billy Napier decided not to do that on 3rd and 1. Everyone in America that was watching that game thought Florida was going to lose to Mississippi State. I don't know how the odds makers had Florida as an 8.5-point favorite in that game. That was idiotic. But then Jeff Lebby decided to one-up Billy Napier, and instead of him running the football and just going down and kicking the field goal, he decided to throw the ball, and that's where a Florida defensive tackle was able to snag the interception, and Florida ends up winning the football game. And so a lot of people thought, well, Napier's not going to get fired after a victory, so we'll wait until after the bye. Florida and Georgia always have the bye before the Florida-Georgia game. But as it turns out, Scott Strickland said, no, enough is enough. I saw a video where he did not even shake Billy Napier's hand on the field. I'm sure they talked after the game.
Yeah.
But as far as immediately post-game, and obviously Gator Nation was chanting, the people that were in the swamp were chanting, "Fire Billy."
Yeah.
If I was there in person for that game, I would not have been chanting that, even though I want that to happen at some point this season. I personally just wouldn't have been chanting it. But I think that noise in the system and the actual legit noise that happened in the swamp was enough for Scott to change his mind. Sure. And look, we all know Billy Napier was going to be fired at some point. The question was just when, who would be the interim coach, and what does this team look like now that they have a different play caller? That's going to be, I think, a big question. Florida fans are going to always go, well, what if? What if Billy had hired an offensive coordinator? Or what if Scott Strickland had fired Billy Napier last year? Because people were so worried about DJ Lagway transferring if Napier got fired. Lagway probably would have stayed as the quarterback. What will be obviously the most interesting of all of this is who does Florida hire as its next coach?
Yeah.
Everyone everyone has heard the name Lane Kiffin, and it's probably going to take somewhere in the ballpark of $12 million a year to get him, maybe more than that, because he already makes a good chunk at Ole Miss.
And they're trying to get another contract going with him also right now.
Of course they are. Yeah. If you're the Ole Miss athletic director, you're definitely trying to do that. You've got Jeff Brom at Louisville. Louisville upset Miami Friday night, and Jeff Brom is an excellent coach in general. He's 5-5 against Power 4 teams, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then, you've got like Taylor's guy, Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame. I've never believed that he would leave Notre Dame for Florida, just because I think that Notre Dame's prominence is just as good, if not, the actual heritage of Notre Dame is more than Florida's. But Florida's way closer to the recruits, and it does feel like there's a ton of resources for both of those schools. But if it's not Lane Kiffin, then I feel like people are going to be just incredibly upset.
Yeah, I was talking to Cole Thompson, who we will have on later this week, about some of his thoughts on the
if
Florida
he says Mike
coach,
Gundy,
he doesn't say Gundy.
Last year we had him on, and he was like, "Yeah, if they
Mike
fire
Gundy.
Billy, Mike," and I was like,
She's like, "No." I was like,
stopping
"Bring
you
the
right
mullet
there."
to Florida."
Absolutely,
he doesn't even have a
not.
mullet anymore. I
Is
don't
it
think so. I don't want him anymore.
Gruden.
So Gruden was not on his list.
Yeah, John
Lane
Gruden's
Kiffin
not gonna
obviously
be
is the one, but he said that Keith is trying to get ahead of an extension, but he also knows that this might be too much with timing and a limited ceiling. Plus, his family, Layla, has ties to Gainesville. Talking about Lane, and he said they're going to check in with Freeman. I expect that answer to be no. Everything he's hearing from that program, Freeman wants to stay. Other names to watch. Brent Key, who's a name I've heard a lot. Lashley.
That's the Georgia Tech head coach. Brett
Braum
Lashley's
was
the
on
new
his
head
list,
coach.
and then Fish, the Washington coach, obviously. That took
Jed
over.
Fish
Jed
also
Fish.
has Gator ties.
Yeah.
He used to leave a note on Steve Spurrier's car every single day, trying to become just a coach, an assistant coach, to be able to help and learn from Spurrier. And he did it so often that finally Spurrier was like,
okay, stop
he
leaving notes
relented.
on my car.
And Layla Kiffin's dad, for people who don't know, played
He was,
quarterback at Florida, John Reeves.
He was here, wasn't he? Fish.
Yes, and Jed Fish was
Under-
the offensive
under
coordinator here
Del
under
Rio?
Gus Bradley. I
Oh,
believe,
Bradley, okay.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
There's certainly the names out there. This whole transfer portal window being open in early January is crazy, because if Ole Miss is a team that's in the college football playoff, then
it's affecting things, and then you're waiting.
Correct. Yeah,
Do you
that's a
think?
big problem.
I know we talked about this, and you just touched on it a little bit, but does Lagway dabble in the portal? Do you think?
He said today but of course that's what he's going to say, that he's committed to Florida. I think you're dumb not to listen to offers because you at this point don't know
who's going to be
the transfer
here.
portal opens.
Yeah.
You don't know, and of course I say once the transfer portal opens, there will be back channels of people talking.
That's
to
what I was
Lagway
about to
if
say.
they
He's
haven't already.
There's probably people trying to text him right now,
Of
like,
course.
"Hey."
But you wonder with Lane Kiffin, would he bring Trinidad Chambliss?
Yeah, which I like him.
Does he have enough eligibility left, to play?
And that's
things
what
like
he's
that?
in. Yeah, because he's a senior, redshirt senior.
But what does that mean in today's
I don't know.
COVID era?
I don't know. I think we're in that
stuff.
final COVID. I want to say this year is like the final COVID players we're dealing with. So things
feels like
start
it's
to
never
feel like
ending.
maybe they'll get a little normal after that.
But he would have tons of eligibility. That's right, because the NCAA ruled that the JUCO schools like an FSCJ or programs like that, and he was at Ferris State. He has 3 years at Ferris State, but only 1 year at Ole Miss. So he would still have multiple years
legit,
remaining.
that kid.
Yeah,
he
he's
is
good.
legit.
I like him.
And they certainly gave Georgia a run for their money. But
They did.
and that's what. Some people would say, well, you want to coach like a James Franklin, who at least had success for a long time at Penn State, even though he didn't win the national championship. And that's where I would push back and say, no, I want a coach that I think can win the national championship.
Yeah.
Yes, I know James Franklin is someone
Solid
that
coach, but
he's a
we need a
fine
championship
coach. But
coach.
yeah, you want a guy that you believe can win.
Yeah.
And Brent Key, look, Georgia Tech's undefeated.
Yeah,
And they went
Georgia
to
Tech
Duke,
looks
a
good
nice
too.
win
decent
this
Duke team,
weekend.
and won.
I saw that you were talking about Jeff Braum too, and so I saw a stat with him that was crazy because it was talking about the king of upsets, is what they were calling him, the king of upsets in college football. So obviously this year they beat Miami 24-21. Last year they beat Clemson, who was ranked number 11, 33-21. In 2023 he ranked number 10. They beat number 10 Notre Dame 33-20. In 2021 he beat number 3 Michigan State 40-29. In 2021 he beat number 2 Iowa 24-7, and then in 2018 number 2 Ohio State 49-20.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, he's a great coach. He's won, to your point, 5 of last 15 games outright when they were a double-digit underdog, his team. So, yeah, certainly to me, I would not be devastated if that is the answer. I mentioned Miami lost Friday night. Carson Beck threw 4 interceptions, and then at the podium post-game talked about how his receiver ran the wrong route.
Yeah, that was awkward.
Yeah, that's not a good look. And then I did want to mention, of course, Mike Norvell and Mike Alford, the AD at Florida State, came out today in support of Norvell.
Norvell, yeah.
And look,
They
Scott
did say they'd
Strickland-
evaluate at the end of the season,
did.
but for now, Norvell's their guy.
Right. Scott Strickland a year ago said he had full support of Billy Napier, and Billy Napier coached obviously the first 7 games this season.
Yeah.
So I don't know, what that means for them. The buyout in totality for Norvell and his staff is about $100 million. So that's it's a huge.
for them.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, man, you're going to get fired. Might as well
right.
get
But
paid
like,
on it.
but everyone wants to point to Texas A&M. Look, Jimbo Fisher was a solid coach,
Right.
but he was not getting the job done. They
Right.
were 8-4 pretty much every year.
Yeah.
They hire Mike Elko, and now look at
Yeah.
Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
That's a team that's fantastic,
Yep.
and they've got
on all levels.
Yeah.
right. They've got a great potential ahead of them as far as making the college football playoff. And I did see this. I wanted to mention. I don't know, Tom. You can speak to this if this is a normal thing or not, but I absolutely loved it. So Mike Elko organized a group. He said on his weekly radio show this past week that he organized a program on Fridays for all the guys who are out injured, where they can all come together, sit down with the department's mental health professionals, and talk about where they're at mentally each week.
That's really nice.
Right? Because you're being sarcastic.
No.
I
in
do think
today's
it's cool
world,
'cause-
you need to have some safe spaces. So
Yeah.
get those injury guys some clarity.
You're laughing.
I am
I think it's cool because I've heard so many players. Like I remember when Jamal Agnew, he talked about how
Yes.
disconnected you are from the
You
team
are.
once you have an injury, and so.
Yeah.
Like it's just to help. Like you feel like you're a part of the team rather than just feeling like you're on the outskirts because you hurt your ankle.
What's your problem, Tom? I don't feel part of the team. Well, you're really not. You're injured.
not playing.
It's okay, though, because you're still part of the program. I don't know. I think that's kind of
that's
funny.
why I wanted to run
Listen,
it
I'm
by
not
you.
against mental, getting
No,
some
I know
therapy.
what you mean.
I talk to myself and to God all the time, so I'm always in therapy. But I don't know. That
You want me
just
to talk to God if you need a favor?
no.
That's
no,
what
I
Jelly
thank
Roll
him.
says.
Yeah, I know. That's a good song. That's a good song. But I don't. Yeah, I guess listen. It does suck. Injuries are terrible, especially when you go on IR. I know with the NFL, like they do. You're not around, and if you're hurt to where you're on crutches, you're not going to practice. You're not,
Right.
you're waiting to get healed up, and then maybe you'll make it around. And you do feel left out. You do. When we went 14-2, I was starting before I got hurt, and then they moved my locker to the middle of the locker. It's like, it's over. I know it's over. I could just tell.
Yeah.
But it's
See,
the
you could have had
rigorous
a nice
stuff.
little meeting with your friends.
Maybe Coach Coffin could have calmed me down or something. He should have given me some loving care. No, but listen, whatever they needed, that's fine. I just think it's funny in today's. They got to have these, the injured guys on Friday. Why don't you just get them a keg and some food and some strippers, and then they'll be fine. All right, they'll have a great Friday night.
I'll bring us back to college football with this. Mike Norvell was 42 years old when Florida State won its last ACC game. Norvell turned 44 2 weeks ago. FSU has lost 9 ACC games, as we know, 1-11 in ACC play since 2024. I did want to give a shout out to Diego Pavia. I was watching every second of that LSU Vanderbilt game over the weekend, and Vanderbilt and Diego Pavia are so much fun to watch. Obviously, he's a dual threat quarterback. And I started to think if he's not a quote-unquote NFL guy, if the Jags want to spend like a 6th, 7th round flyer, take a guy like him who has extremely high football IQ.
Yeah.
And if at times Trevor doesn't want to run the football, put Diego out there.
Yeah, let Diego
I'd
go.
be perfectly fine with that. All right, Taylor Dahl has a tangent on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on a Big Chiefs Tire Monday. Find them online at WeKeepJacksRollin.com. They are the best in the business. WeKeepJacksRollin.com. It's 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Turn on the radio.
In your car, 92.5 FM and 1010 AM.
Would you like to drive for a while?
In your house, at the beach, on your phone, at the gym, on vacation, out of town.
Well, everyone knows that.
Download our free 1010XL app for all smart devices.
This is Helmets and Heels.
Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
This is your escape. This is your next adventure. This is Mazda, and this is Mazda at the Avenues. Lauren Brooks here. Right now, purchase any new Mazda model, and Mazda at the Avenues will match your down payment or your payments for 1 full year. Plus, every new Mazda comes with 3 years, 36,000 miles of maintenance at no additional charge to you. This is luxury, and this is the start of something new. This is Mazda at the Avenues. For complete details, call 904-430-8047.
Helmets and Heels.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday. The local Jacksonville shop for fair prices and service you can trust.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Baselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags!
I'm Frank Frangie, and I just got back from the farm at Okefenokee. Man, it's incredible. Just an hour north of Jacksonville and Folkestone. I was so impressed. It's about connecting with nature, with food, with community, and now you can own your very own handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm. Everything you need is there. You'll hardly need to go grocery shopping. Learn more about all of it at okiefarm.com. That's OKE farm.com, the farm at Okefenokee.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 20th, 1996, Atlanta Braves' Andrew Jones became the youngest player at 19 to hit a home run in the World Series.
Hey Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Here's hoping for a Raise the Roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
Did you know that basketball and volleyball were invented at the YMCA? That's right, and even today, the Y continues to lead the way in youth sports programming, from toddlers just starting out to teens ready to compete. The Y offers skill development, recreational play, and competitive leagues, all in a fun, supportive environment. Get your child in the game to build character and skills at the Y. Registration is now open for youth volleyball and soccer at fcymca.org.
When plumbing problems strike, don't settle for just any plumber. Make the superior choice with Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. We don't just fix leaks, we fix them right. With honesty, fair pricing, and innovative solutions that can save you thousands. From camera inspections of your pipes to trenchless pipelining that repairs cast iron pipes without tearing up your yard. We go way beyond the drip and clog at Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. No gimmicks, no upsells, just superior service every time. Make the superior choice. Learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
On this Big Chief Tire Monday. By the way, happy birthday to my Aunt Laura today.
Oh, happy birthday, Aunt
Yeah,
Laura.
we will be celebrating her later this week with family night dinner. But yeah, there we go. Round of applause. She is also a big Jags fan and not very happy right now. All right, right now, though, we have Taylor's Tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
We still have a couple games left, a very late one tonight that I probably will not make it through, and I need Seattle to win that one for our picks this week. But through week 7, the games that have been played, a few little tidbits from those. 3 teams in Cincinnati, Denver, and Green Bay recorded game-winning scores in the final 2 minutes for victories in week 7. We talked about the Cincinnati one back on Thursday. The Denver game was insane. If you didn't watch the Denver game, the game was wild.
Which is also why it makes you frustrated as a Jags fan, because down 21-0, I was like, all right, just score 28 on 8.
That's all.
No big deal.
They had 8 points in the fourth quarter,
and
then they ended up with 35.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
So they had scored 0 points until the fourth quarter. The Broncos
Yeah.
scored 33 points in the fourth quarter and won 33-32 over the Giants.
So, yeah, they defeated the Giants 33-32 after trailing 19-0 entering the fourth quarter and 26-8 with 6 minutes left.
I wonder how many people had them in their survivor pool.
And they were like,
Broncos.
oh, no, it's over. And then they're like, yes, I'm the smartest person in the world.
Completely Euphoria.
They became the first team since 1970 to overcome an 18 or more point deficit with just 6 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. The 33 points they scored in the fourth quarter ties Dallas. Dallas in 2022 had 34 points in the fourth quarter. So this was for the second most in NFL history, tied for the second most. And then Detroit had scored 34 in 2007. So that's a lot of points in the fourth quarter for those teams. Drake May completed 21 of 23 passes for 22 yards and 2 touchdowns with 135.9 passer rating in his game. The third quarterback under the age of 24 with a passer rating of 100 or higher in his first 4 road games of the season, joining Dak Prescott and Dan Marino in that category. Again, we're going to continue on with this one, and I know people aren't going to love it, but Colts quarterback Daniel Jones keeps going and going. Passed for 288 yards and 2 touchdowns, including one to Tyler Warren. Jones is the third quarterback since 1950 with a passer rating of 100 or more in 6 of their first 7 games with a new team, joining Sam Darnold and the Vikings from last year and Ryan Tannehill with Tennessee. And then Matthew Stafford tied his career high with 5 touchdown passes. First player ever to throw 5 touchdown passes in an international game, and he completed 13 of 9. This one's actually kind of crazy. He completed 13 of 19 passes against the blitz for 97 yards and 5 touchdowns. All 5 of his touchdowns came against the blitz.
They picked him up every time.
Yep.
I mean, they did, or they were late blitzing. It was weird. They never got to the quarterback, it seemed.
Yeah. So a lot of blitzes and a lot of touchdowns for Matthew Stafford. But yeah, so just some interesting tidbits about the quarterbacks around. Like Drake May is playing at a really high level. Daniel Jones continues to. Obviously, we know Matthew Stafford. There's some other names around the league right now that are probably surprising some people on how they're performing. Bo Nix with that comeback. You're going to be talking about that for a while.
Yeah, Daniel Jones was asked after the game, like, there's a lot of people that are surprised, by your success. And he's like, y'all just don't know anything.
you didn't know a whole lot or something like that. He was like, you guys didn't know very much.
Right. I mentioned Survivor, and so Circus Survivor has 4,233 entries left. And what is fascinating to me is they've made it through week 7. 4 people did not even submit a pick.
Oh no!
How do you get to week 7? And you have $1,000 on
So
this?
how many were there to start?
I think we said
20 plus, wasn't it? 1,000.
I was trying to remember the number.
They hit a record.
They definitely hit a record. I thought it was like 50,000. Was it not that many?
Oh, I don't know.
I'll have to
and
see.
now under 5,000 left.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Whatever.
This is when you're getting real nervous to this point.
Yeah, because you can only.
How do you not submit a pick in week 7?
That's
yeah, not good.
Because you've obviously made a pick, because otherwise you wouldn't.
And they
even be
remind
in
you, they have the proxies that are like, hey, remember to turn in your stuff for the Circus Survivor. Millions of dollars you could win. By the way.
It just makes no sense to me. All right, so you want to give some lunch away?
Yes, let's do it. Free lunch to Chick-fil-A. Give us a call at 641-1010. Let's say caller number 4. You get free lunch to Chick-fil-A today.
That will make you feel better, even if you're
get some lunch.
A Knowles fan, a Canes fan, a Jags
Eagles fan.
Yeah, poor Jacob Simons was having a rough weekend after the Knowles and the Jags.
Absolutely. All right, we've got more to do on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on a Big Chief Tire Monday on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Learn everything you need to know about the Jaguars on Duval Rundown. I'm Hayes Carlyon. Join me each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning at 9:04. You can find Duval Rundown on all the social channels of 1010XL.
Driven by Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
This is Helmets and Heels.
Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday on Helmets and Heels.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Hey, this is is Lauren Brooks. By now, y'all know I love Hello Smooth Med Spa. From laser hair removal to Botox, skin rejuvenation, and more. They are the go-to for all things skin health and beauty, and I'm so excited because their biggest event of the year is coming up on Wednesday, November 19th. The event features their best sales of the year, plus it's an all-day party with a local coffee cart, a DJ, and lots of other local vendors. Plus, the event benefits Make-A-Wish. It's the perfect time to grab a gift for a loved one or treat yourself. So trust me, mark your calendar for November 19th. I know I'll be there. Check out Hello Smooth Med Spa on social media or head to hellosmooth.com to get all the details.
If fishing is in your DNA, hop in the boat with Captain Kevin. It's the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show. Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss and Royal Pest Services.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Jeff Lagerman for Napa Auto Care Centers. This football season, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or travel to the away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any one of the 29 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions. Napa Auto Care Centers offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace-of-mind warranty on most repairs. Find one near you at jacksnapaautocare.group.com.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now: wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Grab your cowboy hat for the Beach Barbecue Bash, presented by Sunshine State Plumbing and Reliable Ducks. Thursday, October 30th. Live music, sizzling barbecue, and Southern Charm, supporting Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida. Get tickets at bgcnf.org.
Jacksonville, it's football season, and Duck Duck Rooter is proud to be on your home team. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, we tackle plumbing, septic, and air conditioning problems with championship-level service. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Frank Frangie here to tell you about the coolest new thing, a putting green in my backyard that my friends at Sunshine Turf installed. Sunshine Turf can do the same for you. They'll come to your house, they'll create a custom design for your space, and you'll have an authentic golf course experience right in your own backyard. I freaking love it. Sunshine Turf is family owned and they made the process so simple. So visit sunshineturf.info or call them at 904-383-0243 and get a free quote today for your own putting green. Get it from Sunshine Turf.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by First Coast YMCA. Florida Gators wide receivers coach Billy Gonzalez will serve as the team's interim head coach for the rest of the season following the dismissal of Billy Napier. Gonzalez is currently in his 5th different stint on the Gators coaching staff and will get his first ever head coaching start Saturday, November 1st against Georgia following the Gators bye this week. It's 74 degrees at 3:02. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Welcome back to Helmets and Heels on this Big Chief Tire Monday. Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I am Lauren Brooks with you. We were just talking about Demaryius Thomas and that just really sad moment when his mom got to touch his face in the bus that they unveiled yesterday in Denver. But Taylor, it was really not eerie, I guess, but like sweet how much of a coincidence some of these numbers were.
Yeah, that's what I was going over some of these on break. So Demaryius Thomas, obviously, he passed away at age 33 back in 2021. And so in his Ring of Fame introduction yesterday with the Broncos, ended up with that crazy comeback at the end. Yep. But they scored 33 points in the fourth quarter. He was 33 when he passed away. Had 2 8-point drives, a nod to his number, which was 88. The defense recorded 33 solo tackles, again, the age 33. And then they started the game-winning drive with 33 seconds left. So again, 33.
Insane.
Those are the things that give you goosebumps too, because you know his mom. I mean, I couldn't even imagine how emotional she was during that.
Yeah, such a sad story. Taken way too young. Always heard great things about him as a person.
Same here.
Not just a great player, but I saw where Peyton got really emotional too. Yeah,
because his name is like up by his
right next to him. Yeah,
and they wouldn't have spent that much time together.
No.
But obviously, Demaryius left a lasting impact on Peyton.
Yeah.
I saw Peyton's 49, so that means his next birthday, obviously, he'll be celebrating his
Wow.
50th birthday. And I was like, hold on, wait a second.
That is.
When did this
Peyton
happen?
Manning? I know, exactly.
Wow.
All right, time now for Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lawrence Lane, driven by Mazda at the Avenues. This is luxury. This is Mazda at the Avenues.
All right, y'all know I'm always trying to fix college football. Tom's idea is to trim the fat, get rid of some teams. That's not my idea, but I'm always trying to figure out ways to make it better. But here, I'm going to steal an idea that the NFL uses. So Mac Jones, as we know yesterday, won his 4th game as the starting quarterback of the 49ers. Well, his contract gives him a bonus of $400,000 for winning his 4th game. He also, by the way, gets now $100,000 for any other games that he wins as the starting quarterback. Very cool is right. Ding, ding, ding. Incentive-laden contracts should be how the NIL is done.
Yeah.
And college football head coaches' salaries and contracts as well. There should not be these crazy buyouts if a coach gets fired for being unsuccessful. And a player should not get prepaid NIL dollars before they do anything on a football field. Or, any other sport, men's basketball too. It should be incentive laden. What have you done for me lately should now apply to the players and the coaches. And so to me, yes, you get maybe for a player, like you can get $50,000.
There's like a base.
Sure, here's your base of $50,000, which is still a lot. But there's your base. If you score 7 touchdowns this season, you get another $70,000. If you score 14 touchdowns this season, if you're a quarterback, you pass for 21 touchdowns, you get X amount of dollars.
If you play in every game, if you play in the bowl game, you don't sit out in a bowl game.
Incentivize them instead of the prepaid stuff. And then for college football coaches, the buyouts, we just talked about it. It's ridiculous.
It's
like Jimbo Fisher was fired with a buyout that was about $70 million.
Yeah.
And so the school obviously has enough money to be able to do that in Texas A&M. But why are we paying a guy to not work? Like, that's just dumb.
Because he failed at his job, by the way.
Right. The agents or whoever's creating these contracts and started with the buyouts, I know why it started. It's because college football started firing its coaches just so incredibly quickly. And so they wanted to be able to protect themselves.
Yeah.
Well, now the university should say, no, y'all make enough money. You don't need these buyouts, and reverse the trend.
You can't have guaranteed money then, right? Because that's what the buyout is from, right?
That
the
guaranteed
rest
amount,
of the guaranteed, that's
like Signetti just got, and it's $93 million or whatever.
$93 million. So if he gets fired at any point in time,
he
owe
gets
him
all
the
of that.
rest of that.
Right.
Like, I just disagree with the way that works.
Okay.
And the problem is, though, the college football coaches that are successful want the buyout for the next place because they want to be able to protect themselves. And there's only there's only really a few college football coaches that have won it all. So I understand why a coach like that might get the giant buyout. But Signetti shouldn't have a $93 million guaranteed deal.
100%.
100% guaranteed. Yeah. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah, and I think that guaranteed money is going to happen because that's their way of obviously getting the guys to stay at those schools and saying, hey, no matter what, you're getting X amount of money. The full contract is insane. I mean, we talk about it in the NFL too. The guys with, that get Deshaun Watson got all of that money.
I think it's only ever been Deshaun Watson and Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, those are the two that's gotten. Kirk's just every contract he's ever had has been fully guaranteed. I don't know. He does some voodoo on people when he's in the room signing these contracts. But yeah, I've said that for a while. There has to be, and we've talked about the contracts in general and having more guardrails for NIL because it's just so crazy and there's nothing dictating who can get money, when you're getting that money. If you're playing a game, now we're seeing players sit out in bowl games, so you're getting paid sometimes millions of dollars to not even play in a bowl game for the team, and then the team gets crushed, and like it's turning away from that. And I do think that some incentives like that would help, because a player would say, okay, I make this base amount, whatever the amount they want to say in college football, NCAA league wide, this is the base amount you can make without playing a game. And then from there you say, if you hit X amount of games, if you play every game in that season, injuries and stuff happen, and that's why the players do it, because they're like, what if I tear my ACL in week 2? Like, I'm risking my body, so I should still, and so that's kind of their argument. But at the same time, you hit this amount of yards or this amount of touchdowns, or you play in the bowl game, or whatever those peak numbers that you want them to hit, then that gives them more to play for also, because we've gotten to the point where it's not the program most of these guys are playing for anymore. So you might as well make it something else.
If you remember, guaranteed contracts weren't a thing in the NFL for a long time. They got you had the signing bonus. That was your only guarantee. If you got hurt, you didn't see the rest of the contract. And then all the players are like, well, wait a minute, look at basketball and baseball. They're fully guaranteed, and they're hundreds of millions of dollars. So we should be getting the same kind of guarantee. And then the coach was like, well
me too.
Man, if they're going to get it, then I should get it. I'm doing as much as they are, et cetera, et cetera. But where do you go from here? Like, are you going to I agree with you. Like, why should Cignetti get 100%? What if he just fails in a year? What if he's great this year, but next year they go in a tank, or 2 years, whatever, and then next thing you know, they're 5-7, and you're like, what are we doing with this guy? We got to get rid of him. Well, wait a minute, you owe him $87 million.
Look at
still, or
Norvell.
whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, or Norvell.
Right now.
Norvell's got a big.
Well, and they signed him to an extension, which obviously didn't help. But included in the extension was that guaranteed money.
I saw Napier; they owe him $21 million. So they're gonna figure that
Which
out.
seems cheap, and that's what's so insane. Like, we throw that around like, oh yeah,
it's only 21.
It's only $21 million
No, I
for
know.
this guy to exit stage left. But $21 million, and by the way,
Smell you
who's
later.
paying all this? It's us.
It's the
The
boosters.
consumers. Well, no, it's the consumers who we pay the TV networks to get the access to watch the stuff. So it's really coming out of our pocket. We don't get any guaranteed money.
I saw an article with the James Franklin one that the Adidas. Did you see the thing with Adidas? And I don't know if it's true. Everything I look, there's articles that say that nothing's confirmed, whatever. But Adidas has a deal with Penn State starting next year, and they're like, we will pay half of, if you fire James Franklin, we'll pay half of it. I wonder how much we start seeing that. These play whatever the NIL deals are. And now we're seeing logos on the field, so those things are like, hey, we want a winning product. We'll help you get out of this coach, get rid of this coach.
Yeah, we'll take care of some of the costs for you.
Well,
I could
there's
see
private
that,
equity
maybe.
firms that are willing to be more and more involved.
All right,
in
let me ask you,
college
since
football,
you're the Gator fan and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Are you confident that Strickland can make the right hire? Did he hire Billy?
He did hire Billy.
And you guys were all excited. He came from what, Louisiana Tech or something, Northeast Louisiana, something like that. Louisiana.
Yeah.
So you guys were all excited about him when he got here, yes?
I think
or no?
A lot of people were excited based off of his track record there, but there were still a lot of us that were also
a little hesitant.
Like, why does
him?
Florida need a guy from the power or a non-power 4 school?
Okay.
Like, why aren't you getting a big fish, so to speak?
So with that,
And by the way, for people who say Urban Meyer could come back and be the head coach of Florida,
no.
100% hell no from this camp right here.
No.
Absolutely not. And
Urban and Saban don't want to coach in a football world where everybody else can pay their players too.
That's right. Yeah,
now,
they don't like the equalizer.
Saban, Miss Terry said over the weekend he's not
He's
coming
like, no
back.
way.
And
She said,
I
we're
don't
having
think-
fun right now.
Right, I
Let
don't
us have
think that
fun.
that's what he wants to do
So
either.
can Strickland make the right hire?
So
in your
Strickland,
opinion?
they hired a search firm, and I do believe he will be getting advice and have to listen to the opinions of others. Now, you can point to he hired Todd Golden, and that was the only guy he wanted for the men's basketball job.
Okay.
Todd Golden is obviously fantastic,
Yeah.
won a national championship.
Okay.
But that, to some people, would be like, well, yeah, that's one hire. There's been a lot of other misses that he's had in the athletic department. They're
Okay.
just not as high profile as football and men's basketball. So
It's a big one.
yeah, it's a huge hire. To me, I have confidence if he listens to I think the people that know what they're talking about. And
Who are they?
I do think that there are people close enough to the university. Some may have worked for the university previously, and then other are boosters.
Like
that
Bull Gators?
certainly, I think there's some Bull
gotta
Gators
listen to them.
that know what they're doing. And then I know people that used to work for the university that I think still have enough say. And I think if he listens to them and obviously depending on how the interviews go. But he's got some. If any of those guys that we talked about earlier in the show will come to Florida, like a Braum, a Kiffin, a Marcus Freeman, Brent Key, I think you can't go wrong with one of those guys because they are all successful at Power 4 institutions as we sit here. By the way, I did want to correct. Not quite 50,000 for Circa Survivor. It was 18,718.
Okay. And now you're under 5,000.
And now, you are under closer to like 4,200.
And 4 people didn't put it in. What dummies.
I still cannot believe
Gosh.
I mean, I would be like, I get so mad at myself when I make mistakes in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
If I didn't submit my pick for Survivor and I'd made it the first 7 weeks, I would be furious. All right, we've got more to do on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on a Big Chiefs Hour Monday on 1010XL on 92.5 FM.
Wingstop and 1010XL has the ultimate tailgate for you to win. Leon Searcy here, your lemon pepper guy. Go to 1010XL.com to register to win a 100-piece wing party complete with fries, veggie sticks, and dips.
Helmets and Heels.
From the Greenlaw Group Studios.
It's the fall savings event going on now at Renewal by Anderson. Upgrading your home has never been easier. Get 20% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. This offer expires October 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday. The local Jacksonville shop for fair prices and service you can trust.
Hey, Hicken here. Tired of glasses or contacts? Discover customized vision solutions at Bowden Eye & Associates. Dr. Bowden's team offers cutting-edge options like EVO implantable Collamer lenses or refractive lens exchange and classic LASIK, designed to fit your life. Picture perfect vision for reading, driving, or just enjoying the day. It's easier than you think. Call now for your free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, they're keeping the First Coast focused.
Hi, I'm Amber Frangie. You know that other Frangie? Well, he's my dad. But I'm here to tell you about how much I appreciate the Awaken 180 weight loss program and how it's changed my life. Like a lot of folks, I let myself go a little. Not proud of that, but it happens. And I wasn't sure what to do. I've tried a lot of other weight loss programs, but they just didn't work. Not like Awaken 180. Can you believe I've lost 70 pounds in less than 4 months? With Awaken 180, there's no medication, no shots, and no side effects. And best of all, really fast results. You eat the food that's provided, and it's really good food. You work with a coach on a regular basis who guides you through the whole process. I'm never hungry. In fact, I never feel like I'm sacrificing anything. Just living a totally normal life. That's my new normal. And now, in October, they're offering free consultations. So there's no reason not to call them and learn more. Call them at 844-346-1800, or you can visit awaken180.com. It really has changed my life, and I bet it'll change yours too. That's Awaken 180.
Listening that fits your schedule perfectly.
Absolutely brilliant.
Go on demand.
Ad-free shows after the live show's end.
How about that? Channel 5.
Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Search where you find podcasts.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Ackerman Cancer Center offers women's health, diagnostic, and screening services, including contract-enhanced mammography and total body MRI. Early detection is the key. Visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. When deciding what lawyer to trust with your car accident or injury case, the most reliable way is reviews and results. You want to be treated well, and you want a great result. Woolsey Morecambe's reviews speak for themselves, and I challenge any firm to compare results. We offer the resources of a large law firm and the customer service of a boutique practice. If you want to be treated right and want great results, call Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY and take the fear out of the fight. Offices, Jacksonville.
Frank Frangie here for Coyle Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember Morton Anderson missing a chip shot field goal that launched the Jags into the playoffs in '96? You know who doesn't miss? Coyle Fencing. Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida since 1927. Heck, Coyle has been installing fences since before Emery Bellard installed the wishbone offense. If you need a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle Fence today at 904-356-4821 or visit CoyleJacks.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hicken here for Zero Res. Are you scared of ghosts? Of course you're not. They aren't nearly as scary as some of the things that Zero Res sees in those air ducts. Ducks straight out of a horror film filled with spooky ducks. gross dander, creepy cobwebs, which is why Zero Res is here to banish monsters hiding in your vents. Don't be afraid of ghosts. Be afraid of what's in your air ducts. Call Zero Res today and take advantage of our October special. Mention 1010XL. They're offering 15% off duct and dryer vent cleaning. Zero Res. Spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Celebrating 30 years in Jax Beach. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn is your go-to for cash on the spot. They buy gold. Huge sale on firearms all month. Save during Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday with no sales tax on firearms. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
Oh, Saturday sun.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. 4-1, like I said last week, was oh so fun. 4-3 has led to a bit of misery. Unfortunately, I wanted to mention a few other things around the NFL. The Dolphins expect no changes at this time. So I think a lot of people expected Mike McDaniel to be fired today.
Yeah.
That is not going to be the case. Speaking of head coaches, Diana Rossini posted that she expects the Titans' early list of head coaching candidates to include Matt Nagy, Lou Anarumo, Anthony Weaver, Arthur Smith.
Hire Matt Nagy. That'll be fun.
When I saw that list, I was like, Taylor is just so excited about this. He may as well hire Eberflus too, right? To go with him.
Yeah, go ahead. Take both of them.
Isn't Nagy KC's OC?
Yeah,
okay.
But he doesn't
he
call
do
the plays.
anything. Yeah,
Right,
that's
right.
what
And
got
he does.
him the job because they were like, oh, he's worked with Patrick Mahomes, but he wasn't calling plays for Patrick Mahomes.
No, right.
And I did that stat on one of my tangents the last couple weeks where it's like teams are hurting themselves because they keep hiring these offensive coordinators that aren't calling plays in the game, and they're like, you're around Patrick Mahomes, you're around Aaron Rodgers, so you're gonna be good. It doesn't work very well most of the time. Yeah. Except I say it was the Eagles that have gotten away with it multiple times with Reed and then Sirianni and then somebody, Doug Peterson.
Well, that was the issue with Eric Bieniemy, right? He was never calling the plays actually, and he had a hard time getting a job as a play caller.
And then
31-6 to the Dolphins. I mean, to the Browns, by the way. That's what you do not like. I'm shocked he still has a job. Talking about Mike McDaniel,
right? And
then what do you do with Tua? Sorry to cut you.
you're good.
But Tua, like he's an idiot.
He is an idiot.
I mean, he's not very good, and he's just calling his players out. Like I wouldn't. How do you even have him as your leader?
Yeah.
I mean, get rid of both those guys. I know you can't, but man. And they're stuck with him too, like as a contract, you know.
Yeah. I'd feel worse if Tua was my quarterback than
my coordinator
Trevor.
too.
For sure. I'll take Trevor over
I'll take
Tua
Trevor
all
over Tua
day.
all day long.
All day.
Lou Anarumo was fired by the Bengals, but now is the Colts defensive coordinator. He's also on that list. Obviously, the Colts are having a terrific season.
They
Unfortunately, the fact that Arthur Smith is on the list cracks me up because, of course, he's been with the Titans in the past, and then he was the offensive coordinator for 2 seasons there, and then he left he was the Falcons head coach and then fired there, and then now he's the Pittsburgh offensive coordinator. So you just feel like there's a lot of retreads.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And look, again, we've seen it multiple times of examples of great coordinators that just don't make great head coaches.
Yeah.
I don't know why. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Maybe, in the corporate world, you could be a president of a division, but you just can't be the CEO.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
Or the best salesperson
whatever.
doesn't become the best general manager for an institute or an organization. Yeah, I can understand that. I'm a little concerned about that with Liam Cohen, to bring it back to the Jaguars, in the sense of, obviously he's never been a head coach before, but he's been so focused on the offense his entire career that even yesterday post-game, he talked about it like that, I used to just kind of be isolated with the offense, and now, there's a lot more going on. And it's like, none of it looks great right now. Like if the offense was humming and the defense maybe was struggling, maybe spend a little more time with the defense. I can understand that. But the offense looks terrible. The defense had moments yesterday, but obviously you allow 35 points. I don't care.
Not good.
That's terrible. So that has me a little concerned. We talked about we don't love the play calling right now either.
Yeah. What do you think about when they finally put Travis in on defense and they lined up on Devontae and he did a great job? Who made that call, do you think? Do you think Liam said, hey, man, it's time to if we can't stop Devontae, get Travis? I wonder how that went down.
Or was Camp like, give me Travis, I need
him.
him.
Right. Say that.
And that's what we talked about this a lot in the offseason of, I said, I kind of jokingly said it, but in all reality, like how much are they having these conversations? Like, I need Travis to play all the
X amount of
snaps on
snaps,
defense.
yeah.
I need Travis to play all the snaps on offense, and they're trying to see if that's realistic for him to actually be able to do that. And I kind of jokingly said it during training camp, but I feel like we might be to that point where they're like, you're looking at, you need him. Like, he is your best player at certain times on both sides of the ball, and you need him out there.
He's got, to me, full-time offense, and when you need him to lock down somebody on a third down or second down or whatever, fourth down, put him out there. He can do it. I mean, you know what? Because think about this. You can simplify it for him if all he has to do is guard the one guy. You don't have to think about what coverage, what they're rolling to, where he has to go. He's just concentrated. I got this guy,
Just
man
stay
on
on
man,
Devontae.
and I'm going to stay on him.
Yeah.
And he could do that all day long. I think he's shown it so far in this season that he can handle some of the better wide receivers in the game like that.
He hasn't, and I don't think that should be a surprise based off of what we saw him do at Colorado. I think I'm to the point, like 75% of snaps on offense and 75% of snaps on defense. I don't want him to just be a
certain situation.
Correct. In certain packages on offense. And I know he's not running every single route. That's not where they have him yet. I get that. That's fine. But he makes something special happen almost every time he touches the football. And defensively, we don't have anyone else on this team that can cover like he can.
I tell you what, him and Trev got to get it. He was getting frustrated yesterday. Travis was.
Everyone was frustrated.
There were a couple times he was open that Trevor. He just didn't see
wide
him.
open.
Wide open, didn't see him. Then I know the one pass down towards the sideline near the end zone. It was pretty high and outside. You could tell he was not happy about that. So we got to get that on good pace. There were some good throws too. I mean, nice out patterns. The 7 route, which he scored on, which was a really good one. The cross route. Trevor missed him on a crossing route. They weren't on the same page. He threw it. Travis wasn't looking. Right after he threw it, Travis. And if he just waited a split second, he had all green in front of him. Easier said than done, but man, he just missed too many like that yesterday. That'll drive a coach nuts. Like, I'm drawing it up for you. I'm putting it there for you. Go deliver it to him, and you don't do it. And then the coach is like, well, and then, look, the coach can't go up to the podium and be like, all I can do is call the plays. But
I did my job.
That's all they can do. They can't make them execute the plays. So
I thought
just
Liam
got to get a
would
little bit
be
better.
more demonstrative when he met with media yesterday after the way that game went. Like, to me, he looked more despondent, and I was like, oh no, here we go again. Like, that's how I felt like Doug Peterson got, right? Like, just like more like depressed than angry. And I wanted some fire
Anger
and
out of it.
feistiness out of Liam. And he might have been like that in the locker room.
In the locker room.
But certainly with the media, I kind of wanted some like podium pounding. Like, I have told
we're
these
better
guys-
than this. We've talked about these
Absolutely.
things. We
Yeah.
already had to take it down to the studs in preseason when it comes to figuring out the fundamental stuff
assignment,
and
yeah.
all of that stuff. And now we're still having the same conversation, and we're in week 8, almost halfway through the season at this point.
I mean, listen, he put it on him. He did the right thing. And it's just tough for, it's frustrating. Listen, when you're winning, everything's great. Everybody's kissing your ass. Everyone's talking about how great you are. Nationwide, they're going crazy. They think you're head coach of the year candidate. You're all this stuff, and then things start not going your way, and then you see the real ups and downs of the NFL. And
this
it can
isn't just
be
adversity.
a big struggle. It can be.
Absolutely. And we wondered how this team would do when facing adversity. And to this point, they haven't done well. When their backs are against the wall, whether it's against the Seahawks, against certainly the Bengals to start the year with the defense letting them down, but against the Seahawks, they did not play well when their backs were against the wall, and certainly not yesterday at any point in time. Brian Thomas Jr. suffered what looked like that shoulder injury. Not sure if he's going to be able to, be fully healthy. Obviously, it's nice that the Jags have the bye week this week for all the guys to get much healthier. But that certainly makes you nervous, and it just makes you wonder, has he been playing through stuff?
He was grabbing his wrist several times too, and I know we've heard that wrist obviously for a few weeks, but there was twice yesterday where I noticed him grabbing the wrist, and it was hard to tell though. It almost felt like, because it was when he would drop, like he'd drop something and then hold his wrist, and I'm like, are we doing this to try and be like, oh, it's my wrist fault, not my fault, or is your wrist actually bothering you? But if it is, then you've got to figure this out, because at this point you're hurting the team. You keep dropping the ball, and you can't keep going that way. So get healthy if it is bothering you, and then come back and be 100% so you can catch the football.
I think it's time to obviously you're going to keep Brian Thomas out there. You're not going to not go
Bench
to him.
him.
But I think Parker and I think Travis, at least if I'm the QB, I'm looking for them first and
offense is gonna
foremost.
run for them,
I just am. I mean, they're going to catch the ball. May not be perfect that I put it, but they seem to be catching it. They got to figure out something over the middle. There's something wrong between the quarterback and the receivers, because they're not willing to just go do it. And I don't think they're timid. I don't think it's that. I think it's more of you're willing to lay out for your QB if he's going to set you up for glory later on. You know what I mean? If you know every once in a while I'm going to have to make a tough catch, I'm going to get drilled, it's okay. But if I got to do it every time I go over the middle and you're going to sail a couple on me and I'm really vulnerable to get killed, it must do something to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I always hit people, so I didn't have to worry about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I don't, you can try to ear hole me, but hopefully I see it coming at some point.
But that means that there are bigger issues than us just talking about penalties and drops and the offensive line not protecting. If there really is a massive disconnect between Trevor and his pass catchers, that goes beyond probably something that they can fix just within this season.
Maybe
within a bye week.
Maybe so. I mean, look, with the drops, say we'll give him 6 drops. I think it was 5 or 4,
counted
whatever.
4. I think it was more like 5.
Give him 5. He was 48% completion percentage. Even if you add the 5, he might be 55.
Yeah, that's what I would say. 54, 55.
Baker's
Like what he's making
71.
in
I
money
mean, he was 71
per year, $55 million.
Yeah. He was 71 a couple weeks ago, right?
He was.
Yeah, he had 1 week with it.
Against the Chiefs, he had a much better game.
You just look in this game, in this pass, you got to be dead on accurate. You just got to be accurate. You got at least more accurate than not. You know what I mean?
Wouldn't you say that has been his issue?
Yes.
Right, since he got into the league, has been accuracy. So
correct.
Can Liam Cohen's offense fix that? To this point, obviously the evidence says no. But there's still, to your point, Taylor, there's still more than half a season to go. There's still 10 games to play. So there is a chance. I would love to see, personally, I would love to see videos of these guys working this week, even though they're off. I would love to see them trying to fix this. Because you're not going to fix it, watching film.
Yeah.
You have to be out practicing with one another. And I know they went to the Bahamas, and that was fun and all that, but that was before the season started.
Yeah. And it's interesting looking at it because when that game, the Kansas City game, when he did complete that 72%, he only threw the ball 25 times that game. His 2 best games this season, he threw the ball 31 and 25 times. All the times he's gone above 40, he's completing under 50% of his passes.
Interesting.
Like that, to me, and you can't rely on him to throw the ball that much is what the kind of where we are.
You can't run the ball down 21-0, but
if you're starting backwards in your first drive because you get sacked right away.
Exactly. You can't run the ball on that drive or the next drive when you get the penalties.
But where is that running game? I mean, the Bucs running game was massive last year. That helped them a ton in their offensive productivity.
And it was slower for the Bucs last year, and then it really picked up later. When they had some injuries, and the Jags run game has gone the complete opposite. It started off hot, and then now you look up and you're like, I don't see.
Where is it?
Yeah, I don't see Etienne doing great things. I don't see Bashal Tutin doing great things. I thought he would have multiple touchdowns by this point in time. But then again, I also thought Travis Hunter would have multiple touchdowns and maybe an interception, and certainly Brian Thomas Jr. as well. One other NFL note, Bryce Young has a high ankle sprain, so he will most likely miss this, or 2 to 4 weeks is what he'll most likely miss, but they are hoping that he'll be back after just a week. When he doesn't play against the Bills. And Jaden Daniels
is hurt too.
Hamstring injury for him, but we don't know the severity of that just yet.
Yeah, could I real quick? I just wanted to say rest in peace to Sam Rivers, the original bass player for Limp Bizkit. There's a lot of us listened to Bizkit in the 90s. They just ripped the roof right off. It was absolutely incredible. But I know a lot of his musician friends are very sad today. He is no longer here, but rest in peace and God bless his family for sure.
Yeah, certainly well said. All right, more to do on the other side. It's Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
From the Queen Law Group Studios.
Helmets and Heels.
1010XL celebrates the life and memory of Tony Marinatos. He was among the first to believe in our vision as an investor and our biggest supporter. A mentor and friend, Tony's spirit will carry on in the heart of 1010XL.
Brackish Vodka, the spirit of the sportsman and proud partner of the Jaguars, is now available at the Fresh Market Spirits and Wine. The Fresh Market Spirits and Wine is a new adult beverage store offering spirits, wine, beer, and accessories at A1A North in Ponte Vedra, a first-of-its-kind destination for thoughtfully curated spirits, wine, and beer as only the Fresh Market can. And now, you can get Brackish Vodka at the Fresh Market. Brackish Vodka, for whatever your sport is. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. Chick-fil-A has something brand new on the menu, and it's only here for a limited time. Introducing the Pretzel Cheddar Club. This sandwich comes on a warm, buttery pretzel bun, a slice of cheddar cheese topped with 3 strips of Applewood smoked bacon, fresh lettuce, and tomato. And the kicker, a creamy Dijon mustard sauce on the side that takes this sandwich to the next level. Try it grilled, spicy, or with the original Chick-fil-A chicken. Don't wait. It's only here for a short time, so stop by your Jacksonville Chick-fil-A locations and try the Pretzel Cheddar Club today.
Big Chief Tire Monday on Helmets and Heels.
Frank Frangie here. It's always truck season at Nimnick Chevrolet. Well, this month you can save up to 20% off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 0%. Unlike most dealerships, Nimnick Chevrolet has the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. With their extensive selection, you're sure to find your perfect truck at Nimnick. So shop online at nimnickchevy.com or visit the dealership at Park and Cassett. Who's got more new Chevrolets at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. You've heard me talking about Pella Windows and Doors. With great ratings and expert reviews, you know they're high quality and energy efficient products. So what's your next step? Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or just stop by the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. Their professional design consultants will guide you through your entire project from start to finish. And that's the quality and service you can expect from Pella Windows and Doors.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296. Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429. Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Attention skilled electricians, are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experience, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
Well, we have a big game for baseball.
That we do. Game
Like
7 tonight. I am very excited about it. By the way, since we mentioned Jaden Daniels, Adam Schefter just posted that he had the MRI today. It is not considered a long-term injury, but his status against Kansas City won't be revealed until later this week.
Okay.
So, we'll certainly keep an eye on that. But
yeah, we also mentioned the Lamar's still not practicing today,
Yes.
too. He's been dealing with that hamstring for a while, so we'll see what that looks like. But the Ravens are having a rough time, right?
Yeah, Bears fans
yeah,
are
the Bears play
hopeful
them this weekend.
that
We'll
Lamar
see.
does
Just
not.
one more week if you need the rest, Lamar.
That's right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Game 7 tonight. Obviously, the Mariners and Blue Jays tied at 3-3. Find out who goes on to play the Dodgers
in the freaking World Series.
Yeah, the
I feel like the
Dodgers.
baseball
We didn't even get to
postseason
talk,
went
obviously talk about it now, but like Shohei, he's.
Yeah.
I mean,
Unreal.
it's just unbelievable the things that he does. Striking out 10 and then hitting 3 home runs.
Unreal.
it was beautiful to see against the Brewers. Like, I was having a fantastic time watching that game, but it's just you're watching history right now, and I think sometimes we get so like wrapped up in like forgetting that in 20, 30 years people are going to be talking about like, oh, do you remember the playoff game where Shohei Ohtani struck out 10 and then hit 3 home runs in one game?
He's a monster.
I don't know. I don't know if either the Mariners or the Blue Jays can honestly beat the Dodgers right now. They're just they feel they look unbeatable. Everybody's hitting their stride. Shohei started in that slump. He was like 1 for 18 to start the postseason, and then now he's on. When Shohei's on, it's
And if the Mariners hit another grand slam, you never know.
Yeah,
Now, Mariners
big dumper.
never
I do
made-
kind of want to see. I feel like we need to see that.
The Cal
Yeah.
Raleigh, versus the Dodgers.
Yeah.
They've never made this
They've
World
never.
Series, right? The
Yeah.
Mariners? That'd
Yeah.
be kind of
That'd be a
cool.
first.
Get in there.
I think everyone
was
outside
Griffey.
of Dodgers fans would be rooting for the Mariners.
Yeah.
I don't know that everyone outside of Dodgers fans would be rooting for the Blue Jays just because,
Yeah, they're
country
Canada.
That's what I'm saying. Country to country.
Even part
like,
of
I
Major
don't-
League Baseball?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like Americans would be like, well, no, we want the USA to win.
Right,
But I think everyone would be rooting for the for the Mariners to take on the Dodgers and beat the Dodgers.
Especially the Cal Raleigh story helps too, because it's been such a storyline from the beginning of the season. You were talking about this very early on, and then the home run derby happens, and it's just been one thing after another.
And it
with
feels
him.
like he came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida State baseball fans certainly were well aware, and also the storyline, if it's the Dodgers versus the Mariners, as far as the payroll.
Oh yeah, massive
Like,
payroll.
The discrepancy. The
I
Blue
saw-
Jays are actually 5th in all of Major League Baseball with their
The Blue Jays
payroll.
are, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I
and
saw
then Seattle's 16th.
I saw a post actually the other day where it broke down the payrolls, and so it's like the revenue that each team has, the payroll, and so the percentage that they spend of their revenue, and it's honestly insane. The Cubs are so cheap; it's so annoying. If we want to talk about that one, because the Cubs' revenue is $584 million, and they're only spending their payroll is only $213, so they're only using 36% of their revenue. But Ricketts said they spend all their money every year, and it comes down to the final dollars. I'm like, you're such a liar.
Yeah, no kidding.
But the New York Mets, this is a crazy one. So the New York Mets, who didn't even make the postseason, by the way, their revenue is $444 million. Their payroll is $400. So they're using 90% of their revenue.
Juan Soto is expensive, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Behind that's the Dodgers, obviously. There's $752 million is their revenue, and they're spending $549 million of it. So they're second with 73%. Toronto's just behind them, $387 million, $277 being used on their payroll. That's 71.5. And then if you're talking about Seattle, let me see where they are.
They don't have a CBA in Major League Baseball? Like
They
anything
do
like
have a
that?
CBA,
where-
but they don't have a ceiling or a floor.
Yeah, there's nothing
that's
that
right,
says
that's
they
right.
have to spend this or you can only spend
there
that.
still
They just
luxury
have
tax?
luxury tax.
Oh.
Yeah, but the teams
They
don't
don't
care
care.
about that.
Yeah.
The Washington Nationals, by the way, spent the least this past season.
Really?
Which really surprised me. Obviously most people around here would have thought it would be the Pirates because Frank's always lamenting that.
Right.
But the Nationals only spent like 47 million.
Wow.
So, yeah, and I'm guessing that's for the
All
year.
for
This
Bryce
one, it
Harper?
has them 22nd. Boston, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Chicago, Pittsburgh, Rays, and White Sox and Miami all spent have more their payroll that they spent for 2025.
Okay, yeah,
So-
and actually 47 million is not the lowest. I take
Yeah.
it back. It was sorted incorrectly on this spreadsheet, but the Miami Marlins actually spent the least with 22.3 million, and then the Orioles almost 25 million, and then the Pirates 31 million. So yeah, the Nationals were more 24th out of
31
30.
million?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
So like how many
when
guys?
you're
21 guys? What do they have on a roster? Like 20, 15 and then 6?
26, I think.
Oh,
total?
okay. I thought maybe whatever it is.
yeah.
25, whatever it is. Man, that just
It's wild. That's what we're speaking of the Seattle though. So 379 million is their revenue, and they're
Yep.
spending 175 million, so 46. So if it was the Dodgers and Seattle, you have a team spending 73% of their payroll compared to a team spending 46% of their payroll, and their rosters are $549 million compared
Wow.
to $175 million.
yeah, and just see how, like you said, the team that's doing 90%,
yeah,
and
the
their
Mets.
revenue compared to the Dodgers who are doing
Yeah.
70%, 73%.
They're still spending a
Like,
ton because they're
way
almost
different.
$800 million
Right,
is what their
compared
revenue
to like
is.
4 something, I think
Yeah,
you said.
it's
Isn't
But
that
yeah, and
wild?
can you imagine in the NFL, Shad Khan spending twice as much as another team, like on the players and right, like because
and then
there's
not making the postseason,
right?
Because that's what the Mets just did.
But obviously in the NFL, it's much more even, right? And that's why we see parity, which is why the league is.
Yep. That's why you
always
have all
rising
of these
growth.
games right now that we're talking about, the one score, the final minute games, where people every week right now we're saying the unpredictableness of anything right now. There's not any team that maybe the Colts and Bucks, and I keep going back to that, are the two teams that have been the most consistent so far this season. Everybody else has lost games they shouldn't have lost and won games they shouldn't have won.
Listen, if the Bucks beat Detroit tonight,
That's big.
that's a statement win for them.
Yeah, just a reminder, as far as our picks are concerned, Taylor has the Bucks plus 5.5.
Oh, I have no, I picked
Seattle. Tom
yeah.
has the Bucks plus 5.5, and then Taylor has the Seahawks -3.
Yeah,
there we go. It helps to look at the correct line on the spreadsheet once again. It's because I'm Googling what's going on with Texas Tech and the tortillas. The Texas Tech athletic director moments ago had to outlaw the throwing of tortillas on the field. And
my goodness.
I haven't figured
That's
out
funny.
why they're throwing tortillas.
I mean, it's better than other things that have been
That is
thrown on
also
fields and
On the
courts
ice,
this year.
on the floor.
That is very true. But
WNBA games.
I
all
haven't
that
quite
stuff.
figured out why they're throwing tortillas, but I'll research that over the next few minutes.
But
and
it's a
get back
good
to
little
you.
like flying saucer. Like I guess you
Tex-Mex.
get it to go.
Texas Tech.
And they're delicious.
Yeah.
At least I
Get a
love
little
flour
snack.
tortillas. Got that right. All right, it's a Big Chief Tire Monday. You can find them online at WeKeepJacksRollin.com. They are so fantastic, and that's why they have thousands of 5-star reviews. Big Chief Tire always provides quality service, whether you need tires, brake services, wheel alignments, or oil changes. It's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Helmets and heels.
From the Green Law Group Studios.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
It's a Helmets and Heels Big Chief Tire Monday.
Big Chief Tire makes auto care more affordable with 6-month financing through the CFNA credit card. Frank Frangie here. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brake service, or general repairs, their expert technicians have you covered. With no interest for 6 months, now's the perfect time to take care of your vehicle. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass. They say you're going to see a big difference, but what does that really mean? It means a live local person on the phone, a smooth, easy process, skilled craftsmen, and excellent customer service all around, with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed. Visit LeeandKatesGlass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, GarageDoor911.com.
Have you ever dreamed of owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Well, now you can. This is Frank Frangie for the farm in Okefenokee, just an hour north of Jacksonville in Folkston. With only 250 cabins at full build-out, it's a rare chance to live off-grid, but not alone, in a community grounded in nature, food, and purpose. The amenities include a 2,300-acre hunting lease. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, you look troubled. Is something bugging you?
This friendship isn't all upside for me, Jason. People keep asking me stuff about you.
They ask you about me?
Is it really cooler with Bueller, they ask. So I say, totally. And they say, how do you mean that? And I say, he fixes air conditioners, which literally makes somebody cool. But he also has cool sunglasses and cool people and a cool family.
And I try to make working at Bueller Air and Plumbing a really cool experience for our technicians and plumbers. We treat our people like gold, and they treat our homeowners the exact same way.
Great. Well, now there's another cool thing I've got to remember. This is a lot of responsibility, Jason.
Life can get hectic sometimes. If you don't take a moment to slow down and appreciate all the cool parts, you could miss it.
Do people ask you about me at all?
Weirdly, they do.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
When storms start to crop up in the Atlantic or Gulf this time of year, having a solid plan to handle anything that sweeps through the First Coast is very important. That's where American Electrical comes in. Ensure your home's safety and comfort with an American Electrical home generator. As the area's leading home generator dealer and installer, American Electrical can offer you easy installation, simple maintenance, and peace of mind. Schedule an assessment by simply calling the team at American Electrical. They'll walk you through the best generator for your home or business. Log on, american-electrical.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you on this Big Chief Tire Monday. I've done a lot of research on this Texas Tech and tortillas, and all I can find is that some people believe it started in 1989 when concessions stopped giving out its lids for fountain drinks, and so students, I guess, used to throw the lids for their fountain drinks, so they switched to tortillas. I really don't understand why, though. You would even
plastic's
start
not good for the earth, but maybe a tortilla is. You know?
I mean,
let the birds eat them.
If y'all know more information, hit us up on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures 904-641-1010 and tell me what I'm missing. I've never been to Lubbock, Texas. I've heard great things about it, but I've never been there. And so I know now that it's outlawed, though, 35 years later, no more throwing of the tortillas.
I wonder if it matters if it's corn or flour.
I would imagine it
Either
does
one?
not. Yeah, I would imagine that either one will
Well,
work.
the corn one,
Corns, they fall apart a little
they
bit,
fall
yeah.
apart, so that wouldn't be a good thrower.
The flour ones I feel like can sail pretty far if you got a good arm.
Absolutely. And if you've been tailgating and someone throws you a tortilla, don't you scarf that down if it doesn't quite
Get a
make
little
it to the
cheese.
field?
Actually, a player during the game would be like, I'm a little hungry.
I know,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, time now for tortillas.
I only got 2. Well, give me one. I'll eat one.
Absolutely. All
But
right,
it says they'll no longer, the way they worded it is like no longer permit or encourage the throwing of
no
tortillas.
longer encourage the throwing
That
of
is bizarre.
the tortillas. Time now for today's Terminix Pest of the Day is always brought to you by our friends at Terminix. You can find them online at Terminix.com. That's TERMINIX.com. They take care of Everbank Stadium, ViStar Ballpark, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite event venues around town. By the way, we won't be heading back to Everbank Stadium until November 16th when the Jaguars play host to the Chargers. Yeah, it's going to feel like quite some
I need
time.
a break. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's what leads into today's Pest of the Day. By the way, they also take care of any pest control issues we have at our house. The Jaguars are my Pest of the Day today. To me, this is an easy one. Under the new regime, you've won close games. Very excited that the Jaguars were able to win one-score games after how bad they were last year. You've gotten beat, certainly by a couple different teams before yesterday, but you lost those games in a close fashion. I thought that the ass beating and the completely demoralized, unenergetic team that we saw yesterday, I thought that was over with the old regime, and that with the new regime, the Jaguars would lose certainly some games, but lose in close competitive fashion. And so yesterday's game was just a display of embarrassment, and I can pretty much say every single player and every single coach is the pest. I don't know that we could find anyone
One
that we
problem.
would say, or one problem, or one area that we'd say, well, we have to be positive about this area.
Yeah.
Other than maybe Travis Hunter, and I don't think they used him properly. So just the general embarrassment that was yesterday. We were all at Monkey's Uncle. We were ready to have a blast.
Yeah.
That place was packed with Jaguars fans, diehard Jaguars fans, and they really let us down.
They did. They did. One team was there on a business trip. One team was there on a vacation, and you saw the difference, at least from my opinion. You saw the way the Rams played, and they were beautiful in the way they strategized, how they would leave, when they'd get there, get in, get out, play a game, and get out of it. I thought I heard Kurt Warner say, Stafford said something like that. I've never been in a game in the second quarter thinking, man, I'm so tired. Like, who cares? Or, man, I didn't sleep enough or something like that. But they got it done.
Kids.
They got it done. I was very disappointed in the team. I thought, Seattle, they really took it to you. I thought you'd bounce back. I think you, especially on the offensive line, you didn't do that. There was no rhythm. There was no real tenacity. I saw too many guys get knocked back on the D-line. There were some plays made. I mean, look, you were good on third down. You did stop the run for the most part, but you just gave up too many plays, and you're out of position again. The safety's a problem. We got to figure that out. I don't know what that is. And, it's just not good enough.
Yeah,
You know,
we
not
thought
good
going
enough
into
football.
the season, we were concerned about the interior of the defensive line, right? Because we saw Eric Armstead and Mason Smith sidelined for a lot of training camp, worried about that. And also just in general, this Jaguars interior of the defensive line hasn't been good enough the last few years. And you had a lot of returning guys. And now look at what's a major problem. They did not invest in defensive tackle. That's why Mason Graham was mocked to the Jaguars for so long. They didn't invest in that position. They did trade for Colin Saunders, but he's inactive every single week outside of week 1.
Yeah. You didn't hear Mason Smith's name hardly at all. I watched the tape this morning, maybe saw him make one play. Eric Armstead kind of maybe made 2 or 3 plays. Other than that, you'd never heard his name. Devon Hamilton, kind of same deal, made a play here or there. Other than that, he was getting knocked back. Austin Johnson on his back again. I mean, look, double teams are hard, man. I get it, but that's your job, and you keep getting knocked back into the linebacker level. They're going to have to figure that out, too. And I don't know what you do with the offensive line, but that offensive line that we were praising, and now you're like, what is that? Like, you were digressing bad. You were not
how do you digress
digressing bad.
that much?
Quickly.
Right.
Like that fast, too. Yeah, and I think that's what the conversation early on was. Okay, they're making a lot of mistakes when it comes to drops, penalties, so-and-so and so-and-so. But they were out physicaling teams, and that's what we felt like. At least we have that. And you kept using the word grit, Tommy.
Yeah, right.
They haven't. They haven't been super physical the last 2 weeks. They haven't been gritty the last 2 weeks, and it just feels like it feels slow. It felt like nobody was playing 100% effort. And I'm not saying every single player, because I do think guys like a Travis Hunter is putting everything he has out there, but it feels as a whole that's the weirdest, biggest change in just 3 weeks.
Some guys look like they were at the pub all week. That's how they played yesterday.
Yeah.
In
All
my
right.
opinion.
Let's say hello to a guy who was not at the pub all week.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
I didn't think I'd ever say this, but thank you, Scott Strickland, for at least giving us something to talk about that's not Billy Napier, and it also turns our attention away from what we saw yesterday in that monstrosity in London.
Yeah, it was a crazy weekend starting Friday night and just carried right on through it. Plenty to talk about. But yeah, I mean, they should have lost to Mississippi State, so I mean, they were very fortunate to win that game.
Thank you, Jeff Levy,
so
I guess.
I think it was fair for UF to look at that as really his 5th loss. And that was always going to be the deal breaker. So
The 3rd and 1 when Lagway's throwing the football like that, and you have Jaden Baugh, that's I think what sealed the deal.
But you never have to watch it again. You are free. And so that's good. And again, Napier did a lot of really good things for the program in terms of the talent. There's not a lot of I don't know if there's really any bad apples that the new coach has to sort of come in and weed out, and that's been an issue. That was an issue for Napier when he arrived. The locker room was very toxic under Dan Mullen. So Napier has left it in a good place for somebody to come in and have immediate success, and we'll certainly talk about that. We'll talk a little bit about Billy Napier, but at this point, it's like everybody knows why he got fired. I mean, they're 102nd in scoring offense. And there's other issues certainly where he was flawed as a game day coach. But it all comes down to scoring, and Florida just never was able to do it.
But they had 12 men on the field so many times.
Yeah, you'd think that would help. But yeah, so it should be a fun Frangie show. Frank's obviously off this week, so Ryan O'Halloran, the columnist of the Florida Times-Union, is going to be with us all week, so that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, so hopefully we'll still have a radio station at the end of the week.
Something tells me he'll have some scorching.
I was about to say O'Halloran definitely will give the good stuff.
Absolutely. So all that coming up.
All right, thanks, Hayes. We certainly will be listening. Yeah, it's hopefully everyone got back safely from London that was coming back to the United States. Let's just say that.
Listen, you only win when you win.
Yeah.
You know, when you lose, you just can't win. So it's part of the territory.
I know. Remember week 1 when the Jags beat the Panthers and we were whining? I just want that. Just beat the Raiders. I don't care what it looks like at this point in time. Just beat the Raiders.
Yeah,
all right, that'll do it for us today. For Taylor Dahl, for Tom McManus, for RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you tomorrow. But don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show comes up next right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Walk all over